There are many factors to consider when planning your retirement, and timing can be crucial. A study from the National Bureau of Economic Research looked at the benefits of working longer. John Vento is president of Comprehensive Wealth Management and the author of Financial Independence, Getting to Point X. He joins me now. So, John, what did that study from the National Bureau of Economic Research find?
Right. What it found was that if you're older in age, if you delay retiring by, let's say, 1 year, it could significantly increase your retirement income. I think the study had said if you delay it, let's say you're age 67 and you wait, if you're age 66, you wait till age 67, you'll actually increase your retirement income by 7.75%.
That's pretty significant.
Yes, it is. About 85% of that comes from your increased Social Security benefit.
And what's your take on this finding?
Well, my take on the finding is that it's really not a retirement planning strategy that anybody should recommend. Your plan should always be the traditional plan, which is start saving early, save as much as you can, and try to incorporate that with compounding as well. By doing that, I call that Plan A. If you fail and you don't reach that point, in my book I call it Point X, if you don't get there in time for retirement, then of course you go to Plan B, and that's really what the study is talking about. If you're not financially prepared to retire by the time you reach your supposed or wanted Point X, then working longer is really the only other choice you have.
Well, what might be some other reasons why someone might choose to work longer and delay retirement? And you say this is not a Plan A necessarily.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would never advise anyone, especially younger people, that this is the approach you should take. So if we take that to the extreme of the study, then we could say, don't save anything at all because you're going to just continue working until you die. And that really is not a plan from my point of view.
It's kind of taking a gamble, but people these days are deciding to delay retirement. Why is that?
Well, I think for the vast majority of people that are doing that, it's because once they reached their full retirement age, they came to realize they did a poor job in the past of saving, either because of bad investment performance, simply finding a different reason not to save each year throughout their career. So if you're faced with that position of retiring and then having to dramatically lower your standard of living, then of course a great alternative would be to just work longer. I mean, the study, if you think about it, is really pretty much common sense.
And what are some retirement planning strategies that can help somebody get the most out of retirement savings?
Right. Well, probably the single best thing I could tell you, and is number one, starting early. My approach, as I discuss in my book, is start with your very first paycheck. My children just recently graduated college. The first thing I had them do is sign up for that 401k plan. Start early, and then contribute to that for as many years as you can. Don't ignore it. Make sure you're making a reasonable amount of interest or dividends on that money. There's a famous quote from Albert Einstein that I'd like to share with you, but regarding the power of compounding. And basically what he says, those that understand it, use it. Those that don't, pay it. And I think it's pretty powerful words.
That is pretty powerful. Well, what about if you're an older worker? What can older workers do to boost their retirement income?
Okay, so if you're an older worker, still in the workforce, of course, at that point, you want to try to now raise up that retirement savings that you're doing. Try to contribute more now. Quite frankly, aside from that, the only other alternative is the power of working longer. That's what they refer to it in that study. So if you have no other choice, then working longer is definitely a good alternative. Again, going back to someone who's younger or middle age, you can't make that your plan, because what happens if you became disabled? What happened if you became unemployed later on in life? You're not going to be able to play catch up, and then what do you do?
All right, good advice. John Vento, thanks so much.
My pleasure.